Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Serbian Corner slash Casual Friday edition on the DNVR YouTube channel, DNVR Nuggets podcast feed. My name is Voya. Hello. I'm joined here with Miroslav from Pančevo, Serbia. What's up, man?
Hello on this beautiful casual Friday. It's really a nice day here. 19 degrees Celsius. I don't care translating that to Fahrenheit. Sorry.
Yeah, what?
So
70, 70.
it's a beautiful February day. Yeah.
And here with us is Eric Dilanko, special guest on the Serbian Corner today. What's up,
What's
man?
up, guys? Holy cow! This is a big deal. I can't believe I finally made Serbian Corner. I mean, granted, you guys are in a sense you're our children, but I haven't been invited to the children's table yet. I feel like this is a big momentous occasion. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, we were just around the corner, so it's not sure why. So this is usually a weekly recap show of the Nuggets basketball. We have quick takeaways, main themes, disagreements, everything else. And this, since it's All-Star break, we have a Friday edition. Everyone's on vacation, so we took over everything. Kale's with us in the producer chair, as always. We hijacked him too. Also, and we gave him bad internet.
Make it happen for himself.
He gave you all the internet. You monstered him.
I did. Yeah, just not everybody realizes we were having technical issues right before we started. I had to steal Kale's Ethernet cable, so Kale is no longer connected to the internet. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
He's no longer online.
He's no longer online.
Oh, well, I'll start with you. How are you doing with it's the first weekend without football? Are you having withdrawal, or are you happy with you don't have to watch the Broncos this season at all? Happy about the new stuff going on?
Well, I mean, football is fun. Football's fun to get. Like, the nice thing about football is that it is a once a week appointment television type of thing. So like everybody can sort of get involved and like make plans surrounding football. It's much more difficult with like basketball and hockey, things that just sort of like happen all the time. So I do miss that. I miss like we had like a football fam of people that would come out and watch every week. I am very happy to be free of the pain that the Broncos dispense. I don't miss that even a little bit. But now the nice thing is like we are now going to the place where hope is springing eternal again, where we can all
off season.
The off season, we can all just imagine like what it's going to be like in the future. So like everyone's immediately happy again. Like we're not, like actually saddled with the truth of the Broncos. We can just live in our head. So it's great.
Yeah, I feel like this Nugget season has been that. We're all living in like when if Jamal Murray gets back, that's been the whole season pretty much.
Totally.
We'll start off with, well, as far as like you said with the scheduling your days around Nuggets basketball is hilarious. Like on Monday I was like, oh, okay, it's Mondays Orlando, Wednesdays Golden State, and I was watching the game on Monday. I'm like, oh, it's Valentine's Day today. Holy shit. So yes, that was fun. So we'll start off with the rakia shots. Rakia is a Serbian national drink. You've seen usually the guys drink it on post games with super chats and toasting, and we usually drink it before dinner. So it's like a aperitif of sorts. And so this segment is going to be something that made a strong impression on us during the week, something quick and strong like that. So I'll hijack this because it's Monte. Like my stock is great. Like I'm buying a house in like Tuscany right now from all the Monte stock that I have from Iowa State.
So you're selling
the game winner? No, I'm just like cashing in some of it. That's the thing.
Okay.
Like everyone's
the
buying
dividends.
now.
Yeah.
Like I had 51% of it, so like I can live with 40, like, and buy a house. So his game winner was exciting. It's probably my favorite moment of the year. I know I'm like Serbian and Jokic and everything, but Monte's my guy. So that was like one of the best moments of the year. And it kind of we've seen like end of quarter Monte, so we just never seen end of fourth quarter Monte because he never plays, rarely plays in the clutch, and usually Jokic is the one taking it. So that's pretty dope. Eric, I mean, we saw you on the post game and stuff. If after settled in a couple of days, still high.
Yesterday, I think Harrison Witt and I were recapping all of like the best moments of the season so far, and I think he had that at number 2. I have it at number 1. Like
Nice.
that was just because it was so unexpected. Like I didn't see that coming at all. Yeah, and the fact that if Monte didn't hit that shot, like not only would they not have won, they would have lost. Like the Aaron Gordon shot happened when the score was tied, right? And it was already in overtime. It was a back and forth battle. Like the Nuggets had it really seemed like they were going absolutely nowhere that entire game. Like I had written it off 10 times already. I was sure that, I'd been giving myself excuses as to why I shouldn't be upset about it. And the fact that they were able to like get that victory, having led, they only led 2 times. They led once at 15 seconds left, and then a second time with 0 seconds left, and no other time in the entire game. So, and not just the full context of it just being the last moments we'll see them before the All-Star break, and we're all sort of like left with this like amazing afterglow. Best memory or best moment.
We deserved it. We deserved it after the season we've had. Like, imagine just after everything, just being like, "Oh, we go on a Monte missed game winner," and that's it.
I know, dude. I know, and it was completely in the cards. Like, I was positive Jokic was going to take that shot. Positive, he was going to do another shot like he did in Dallas. There was a game winner. Some sort of like under move where it was going to be like a high degree of difficulty. But of course, he just made the right play, which is just to kick it out to the open guy, Cash. So beautiful.
Miro, you watched on the replay. What do you?
No, I watched that one live. That's
right. It was 4 a.m. game. That's right.
Yeah, that was the first night game I actually watched live, and I guess they just had to win it because of me.
Yeah, that's true.
Understood my big sacrifice. The first night game after having coronavirus, which made me really love sleeping more than I used to before. And I will have to take like 5 Rakia shots this time, because it's not only Montes. That's one Montes game winner shot is really one really sweet like honey Rakia we got this week. But my first Rakia this time is the fact that the Nuggets are 5-1 in last 6 games, and it really feels like that one loss was against Boston on the away game, and it was a pretty close one. It was almost a 1 possession game. So it's a really great 6 games behind us, and now we're entering next 6 games late right after the All-Star break. That's all like almost easy peasy games. Hopefully we'll get another 5 wins out of those 6 games.
What do you mean? We have our 2 bitter rivals in Sacramento.
Yeah, I know, but I'm hoping to get one of those. I'm not crazy to think we'll beat Sacramento 2 times, but come on, man, we can win once.
I think we have a lucky shot there because Sabonis is playing. Like, there's no they decreased Holmes's minutes. Luckily,
that's right. Yeah, the Holmes is playing like 10 minutes a game, so that should help us.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Then we had that game-saving block by Jokic, like 7 days ago, something like that. That's just amazing. That's all in this span. And we also saw on this last game Malone benching Barton for Forbes, and it paid off. I really hope Barton will take a good look at his recent performances and insert himself back into the closing lineup by playing better, because he really sucked lately. What we don't know is if he is actually capable of playing better, because
come on, don't bomb us out.
He's possibly banged up. I mean, he will get better and then play better, but I'm not sure. I think he really needed this break for sure.
For sure.
So that's I think out of all the guys like Jokic, Gordon, Barton, but Barton most of all, because he really sucked. I also like the fact that Boogie is playing well. Mm-hmm. And I agree with Adam. His playmaking is crucial to the bench lineup, because that is what was lacking the most on that unit. There are some really solid guys there, but outside of Bones, almost no creation there. So that's a big plus. Rivers is also playing well recently. Forbes is getting touches more naturally than in his first games here. And I guess, Jokic being the best player in the universe also helps. So yeah, those are my shots for today.
Yeah, Miro, this is like a weekend All-Star break, so he's doing like the double-fisted 4 in a row.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, Boogie. That's funny. That's like, yeah, playmaking's funny. But I don't know about you, Eric. Like I always with him, always not always. Like when he came, the funniest thing to me, like the one I love the most, is like when he comes into the lineups and like he's rebounding and stuff. It just looks like when I get into a crowded bar or
It's
something.
so true.
You just start walking and he's like people are bouncing off,
It's
and
so
like
true.
you don't. I mean, I don't want it to. Like I don't want it to bounce off of me, but like they just do. So like when he grabs that rebound, it's like just people just falling over and like there's all over the place. Like what do you think?
Yeah, like you watch him just be a huge presence in the paint, and it's not even like he is, performing like majestic plays of basketball. He just is like a big guy that's tall, gets his hands up. For me, it's like his rebounding in the second unit is almost as important to the Nuggets' success as anything has been. Just they would get killed on the boards.
Yeah, you limit other people's, other teams' offensive possessions. Like they don't have any offensive rebounds. They don't have to reset. Now they're not even trying to like offensive rebound. When you're like, oh yeah, it's Boogie there. Like might as well get back on defense. Like him and Michael on top of it. Like I agree there.
Yeah, it's been beautiful. So I just seeing, we've been talking about it a lot. Just his insertion into that second unit and making the second unit like an actual like playable NBA unit has been just an absolute revelation. The two acquisitions we made, Bryn Forbes and Boogie Cousins, have been just paid such dividends.
Yep.
It took a little bit of time to like get them worked in. Bryn was like he was pressing a lot early on. He was like trying to create shots for himself, which he's just like not really able to. But him is like a set shooter and feeling confident with his like floater. The last couple of games, he's been awesome. Like he's been everything we've needed and more. So I'm like really, I don't know. I'm very bullish on the Nuggets at the moment. Like I don't know. It is funny because everything that happens this season until we get our guys back just feels like fake in a way. It's like we're just not actually, we're like observing like the Nuggets, like I don't know. It's like their stand-in team. It's like not exactly who they are, but we still have to take them at face value and watch them every night. And
the life model decoy of the Nuggets.
Totally. And it just feels like, but the fact that we're like having like some success with all of these guys without our top talent it's really heartening. And it just like gives me that feeling like, okay, all right, like this is what it feels like to be confident in the team, like know that we can win, know that we can pull out difficult games, and we just have to keep our head above water, man, as long as we can.
Yeah, I mean, with them like being, you said like we were developing him. Like I don't think it's like useless part of the season. It's like we always talk about, like someone has to step up. Like when would have Monte had the opportunity to do this and then get his confidence up for whenever, because when Jamal gets back, like Monte in the second unit, he's still gonna be, Monte, and he might be even better now that he knows how to command, the presence of the team, and and he elevated his like leadership status this year, I think, too, along with Jokic. And I mean, and as far as like Bryn Forbes, it's interesting. Like I felt like when he came here, it's one of those like when he's a veteran now, like he's been bouncing off from teams. So you come in and you kind of, you're on your own. Like people just trade you or like don't want to sign you after a championship run. So you're like, I got to get my own. Like I got to secure my next paycheck. And then in Denver, like he's coming to realize that they're not treating the players like that. Like you'll have your freedom, and they're not gonna cast you aside that easily. Like with Rivers, with Boogie, like people have been welcomed, and it's like just calm down. Like you don't have to press. Like no one's gonna kick you out the door right away, and like they'll we'll give you time. Like don't worry, just be yourself and relax. And then he just comes in and then he scores 20 something points, 9 of 12 shooting, and we finally got a shooter that's like, when he gets the ball from Jokic or whoever, I mean, when he gets it, you're like, oh, that's in. Like I've caught myself like more times than not being like, oh, that's in. Yep. Like sometimes even more than when Jamal was shooting, even when Jamal was on fire, like somehow just his like performance has been being like, okay, cool. And then also gives like Barton a little bit of a, kick in the butt, like knowing that he can get benched in the situation, like, and against the Warriors, it's not magic. Like it was the Warriors in a close game. So like, there's always that like, oh, if I don't play well, this can happen again. So with his kind of like, he's not, I mean, I don't want to call it ego in a bad way, but like his, he doesn't let people like diss him. So like, that's, that might be one of those like good things coming forward. I think Miroslav, is that what you kind of thought about when you said it's good that he got benched?
Yeah, absolutely, because it's really important for people to understand their actions have consequences. And if you are, we say in Serbia, he is protected like a polar bear. So somebody you cannot punish in any situation.
Yeah.
Well, if you do have somebody to put in instead of Will Barton, if he's playing bad, that will help.
Yep.
This is called the healthy competition between teammates, and that should help Will Barton come back to the shape. And one thing, it's not only Bryn Forbes. I think Denver is going to be a really good shooting team, because when you get to the final form with Jamal, with Porter, then you have Zeke, you have Porter, you have Forbes, you have Murray, you even have Will Barton in the first quarters when he miraculously always shoot well from the three. And he doesn't need to shoot any more threes after the first quarter, because you have all of those shooters around him. So everybody will hate me when they start clanking again, but I really think Denver right now is aiming to be one of the best, if not the best, shooting team in the league. And that's crazy,
Man,
because
that's
of what I
crazy.
experienced in the last 7 years.
I was fine with just one pure shooter in Forbes. Like, you went on.
Yeah, I thought you were just
It's
gonna be
All-Star, baby.
I thought you were just going to be like, yeah, they'll be improved. You think they'll be the best shooting team in the league? I love this. This is
Yep.
the Serbian. I also love protected like a polar bear. I'm going to weave that into
Yeah.
I'm bringing the heat.
That's all those like shots that he listed out earlier. Just doing one. You didn't even bother with the shot glass. It's just one
That's
cup.
right. That's
One
right.
coffee cup mug. Let's go.
Amazing. All right,
Yeah,
well,
I
fine,
so what was the last shot you took? Like you had was the game saving block was like, oh yeah, that's, by the way, that was last Saturday. Like, we had that this week too, and
That's right.
I think we talked about it. We had Corner on Saturdays, on Sundays,
Yeah,
so we
that's
talked
right.
about a little, but just that was also in this streak of just
Awesome streak. Awesome streak.
they're winning, but like people, when you said, Eric, like it's kind of the limbo. You guys have talked about like a limbo season, and so everyone.
Purgatory, yes.
I mean, I just don't know why. Like, people have been stressing. Like, I've been less stressful this season than the previous ones, because previous ones, they were complete. I mean, even like the one 1920 and 1819, like they've had a team that's like fully healthy, and you just expect them to beat them. So when they lose to Sacramento like three times, you're like, well, this isn't acceptable. This season, I don't think anything was unacceptable to me in some levels, because like one bad game can happen, and we saw how well Jokic has to play for them not to be in like a close game, and so I just accept it and just roll with it. Like the first Cleveland game, that was my like breaking point. I was like, okay, obviously Cleveland's not the same team, but like I was pissed, and I'm like, well, what am I can't expect him to be the April team that were last season after the trade deadline. It's not the same personnel, so I'm like, let's chill and just roll with the punches.
I see, but it's like, it's one thing to like calmly discuss this. The people watch basketball, they just see the name on the front of the uniform. They're like,
That's
the Nuggets
fair.
are losing, right? And you're like,
yeah.
And we are, coming to a place where, as a fan base, we have been just in constant elevation the last several years. Like, it's getting better, better, and better. And this is the first year where we've taken a step back, and we're not going to have the same win total. We're not going to improve on our win total this year, which for the first time in the Michael Malone era. And it's tough, man. Like, day to day, to watch a losing game, like, it sucks. And it like, sports are visceral, and they like tap into the part of your brain that you don't have control over. It like makes you frustrated that you like gave your time to something that didn't feel like it was reciprocated, or at least like that the attention and the care was not reciprocated. So that makes people mad. I get it. Like, but I am, of course, on your side of it. Like, I understand very clearly, like, this current construction of the Nuggets it's going nowhere. Like, if we don't get those two back, like, we're not winning anything. We might win. Yeah. We might win a first round matchup. Maybe it would take like an absolute, like, things would have to go perfectly. We'd have to have Jokic go into God
we'll have to play Portland.
Totally. But like, that's the end of it,
Yeah.
But if we get back on track with the original storyline, with the original players. Like that's something different. That's when you can start to like really throw your expectation behind it. But it's just hard to get people, they get hyped on the idea of the Nuggets. They have all this expectation, and when it's not met, you get frustrated and mad.
Yeah.
And it's just like what it is to be a person.
And I think that spilled over this year. Like you guys talked about the Charles Barkley comments, and today we've seen like talk to Brendan about some dude. I don't know who it was. Someone from Philly tweeted some plus minus numbers. People just went nuts. And I think that like what you talked about this season is like always, and then the Phoenix fans always going like, oh, if Jamal Murray played, I think they just all piled on to the Nuggets fandom, and now it's just spilling over to every facet. Like Jokic was like 43 votes out of the 100 for first place, and it's still like we still have to fight it. And it's for me honestly, I was surprised that he got that high of number of votes, and 5 not even put him in. Like that was also weird, but like still he was that close. Like with those 5 on the board, he would have been probably number 1 or like that even. And they're just funny, like Brendan was like, oh, I gotta start reading or something just to not get upset about like some of these tweets. Like yeah, pretty much like, oh, I started a new book today. I'm like, I don't care what the Philly fans think. Like it's just that's like a one last like bitter shot, like that one bad batch of Rakia. We can move on to our Burek of the week, and obviously it's going to be the All-Star break, but it's not, it was only 2 games. Just to say, like Burek is this nice juicy pastry dish that comes either like with cheese, spinach, or meat, and it's well known because Nicola used to eat it a lot when he was younger. So this is something that in our show that we, something like high caloric count of the week, something really like fatty. So have you tried it? Eric?
No, is this exclusively a savory pastry?
No, it can. Well, I mean, I guess this Burek iteration, I think, right, Miroslav? Because there's also like this iteration of pastries with like apples and cherries and like and pumpkins. So it's like
sure.
This like
with Nutella.
Yeah, well, it's like a pumpkin pie.
So wait, but you can get a savory or a sweet Burek.
Yes,
but like by default,
95% of the time you will get a savory one.
Yeah.
Okay.
In some rare occasions, you can.
Oh yeah. Well, I had like right when I was back home like this winter, and I was stuck there with COVID for a couple of weeks. Like before I got tested to being quarantined, and after, that was my thing. I had like Burek. We had like a really good bakery, and so I had like the spinach and cheese, and then there was also cherry and apple. But pumpkin is like pumpkin pie. So it's just like the actual pumpkin baked and then like cut into like small pieces within that dough. It's really, and then sugar obviously. So it's interesting, but yeah, that's like that's the Lord and Savior's was weapon of choice when he was younger. Miroslav, what are we having this week? Like, what's our Burek? Is it
the All-Star game?
Let's go.
Let's go. I will pretend to be really, really excited about it because I'm not sure I'm even gonna watch it. Probably I have to speak about it later, so I'll have to watch it. But anyway, we are heading for Nikola Jokic's 4th straight All-Star game, and I think we are getting a bit numbed about it. I personally like the All-Star break so we can make shows like this, not too heavy on the basketball talk. I love just pranking around. I like it when we get a little bit more casual. And we can completely ignore the main event and focus on the margins of the All-Star weekend. I always like the 3-point contest. You can imagine how hyped I was for Peja Stojakovic to get a chance to win it 3 times in a row back in the early 2000s. And then he fell into 2nd place in 2004. So he's just a scrub.
That bum.
that won only 2 times, unlike Larry Bird and Craig Hodges, who won it 3 times. I'm looking at you, Peja, right now. You're a big disappointment to me. So the slam dunk contest, I'm not too hyped about. They seem to only use.
Oh, really? Rookies. You're not hyped about Cole Anthony and Toscano Anderson?
Yeah,
dude. The slam dunk contest used to be like the marquee thing, and like this is another thing I blame on
Wilkins and Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, and now
I blame this
have
on
no idea
LeBron James. This is another thing he ruined by refusing to take place.
That's right.
Everybody else like now leaves it up to the lesser players in the NBA to like try and make their name from. But it's like why it's not Ja Morant, why Zion wasn't in it.
Anthony Edwards.
Why
Draw,
Anthony?
yeah.
This is ridiculous.
So I have a question there. I have a question there for you. It kind of couples in with the. I'm excited about All-Star break. I love it. I'll talk about like I love even the celebrity games. I'll tell you why later. But like the Rising Stars and then the dunk contest. Is it because of this new, well not new, like just the era of like social media and stuff? Are they sometimes like maybe scared to like embarrass themselves or like the not winning is like a bad thing? And so especially like with the Rising Stars, you guys talked about it yesterday. Just like no defense. It's worse than the rec basketball. Do you think it's because there was like I think Kyrie had someone clowned one of the years they were like going one on one, the Brandon Knight, I think, and he became like the funny trending page on Twitter. Do you think that's one of the reasons? Like I'd rather not try to play defense because if I get my ankles get broken or I get dunked on, then my image will get damaged. So I'd rather just stay behind. Like, do you think that's one of the reasons?
Yes, of course. Like these guys are more image conscious than they've ever been in their entire lives,
That sucks.
or anybody has ever been to this point ever. Yes, they don't want to be embarrassed or something, or I actually just think that the brand of the dunk contest has been damaged by the idea that the top level talent like avoids it. So it's like it's become this thing where it's like, okay, like why would I lower myself to the dunk contest when it's again, LeBron James, another thing you've ruined. He should be made to take part in it this season. We need
37, so they can say 37.
Yes. It's absurd that LeBron James never participated in the slam dunk contest.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan made his name in the goddamn dunk
contest. He won it twice, so it's not just participating. He was really great. I like the Rising Stars game this year. I think it will be just mashed players that are rookies and sophomores in some picking order, whatever. But I liked it when it was the world against the US and Canada, because those guys did have some kind of rivalry between them. So you could see the international players actually getting around.
You could, but I think that ended with like Jamal and Jokic here. Because last year was Michael Mulder and Campazzo. Like you can't really like against John Morant and Zion and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, sure. Last year was bad.
That's why it's what. But this one, I think, because I was saying like with getting embarrassed. Like I think this year when they did this tournament, now I'm hoping. I mean, this my I'm just going out on the limb like with the theory. Just maybe they'll try harder because it's like a win or lose thing. Like if you lose in the semis or lose in the finals, like that might be more damaging to your brand than actually like being schooled in a basketball game. And then also you have the G League guys that will actually try to compete. And I think if you see like a G League guy outplaying you, like you might want to kick it up a notch. So I'm hoping that's like a thing. And then also, and then just the format of a tournament. I always like we'll talk later. I think there's has the 3-on-3 thing. I'll say one thing about the celebrity game, like why I love watching is it's a weird reason, like because again with the image conscious thing, like most of those celebrities are actually like celebrities, but they can't control their image when they step on the court. Like it is what it is. And so it's hilarious to me when you see someone, being like coming in the game, like all cool and stuff. And you step in and you're like, oh, you're terrible. Like you're not like terrible for an NBA player. You're just bad. And you can't like escape from it. So that's always like, and then this year I'll love, I can't wait to see like Myles Garrett play against some of these people. Like, I don't know how that's going to look. Like it's going to, I mean, do you know Miroslav who Myles Garrett is?
No.
Oh, he's a defensive end from Cleveland. That's like what 2'6", 2'7", 2'8". I don't even know. Maybe 200 pounds. 300 pounds of muscle and like over 6 feet tall and like Zion, but like chiseled. And so he's going to be playing against like Machine Gun Kelly and Tiffany Haddish. So that's my like weird like. Yes, there it is.
Okay, that's a large human. Yeah,
that's a very large human being. Yes. Famously, he actually rushed a quarterback, tore his helmet off, and then hit him with his own helmet.
Yes. Oh, Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Eric about this specifically because it's interesting to me. Before Jokic, so we are taking him for granted, going 4 times in a row. Before Jokic, there were 8 seasons of no Nuggets players playing at the All-Star game after, Carmelo in 2011 or something like that. So how did it feel to you when you finally saw Jokic playing on his first All-Star game? What kind of feelings did it make for you?
It's weird because it was I mean, it's cool to be included in the conversation. I mean, being a Nuggets fan is usually you just find yourself on the outside looking in as far as everything is concerned. So just seeing your guy show up there, like Will Barton did the slam dunk contest a few years ago, and he like did terribly, but it didn't matter. It was like still awesome just to see somebody recognized in a national showcase. But it was also came with the caveat that, okay, Jokic is playing, but like they're not going to pass him the ball. Like he's not actually going to be a meaningful part of the All-Star game. But it just it just feels good. You know, the MVP thing, the same thing, up to it obviously a much higher degree. Like, oh my God, they do actually sometimes acknowledge that Denver exists in the context of the NBA. This is incredible. I don't know what to do with myself. But then knowing full well that, like, you know, it's there, but it's like not for real. I still feel the same way. Like Jokic is going to be in the game. Like nobody passes him the ball. Like he has to create like a few like hilarious moments where he like plays the guitar or, throws the ball off of LeBron James. And like, that's what we get to remember. Like nobody actually looks for him to facilitate the offense of the All-Star game and like make like fundamentally sound plays during the All-Star game. Like nobody's looking for that to happen. So it's cool, but it's cool just because it's like that nod of like, okay. You know,
yeah, it's the cue the Sally Field Oscar acceptance speech. Like you like
well,
me.
except for no, but it's like you acknowledge me. You really acknowledge me. I don't know if they still don't like us, but
that's true. Yeah.
Forced to acknowledge.
Well, I think it's like the steps. I guess even in the All-Star thing, he was selected by the coaches, so it doesn't really feel like it wasn't the fans, it wasn't the players. Like he was just kind of yes, coaches understand good basketball, good of course, good job, yeah. and then the next year is like then the fans vote him like somewhere there, and then the players and coaches or players and media push him in. And this year he's like unquestionably there. And then maybe the next thing, well, who knows? Maybe this year, but maybe the next time we'll be like, okay, let's run some plays from actually from the high post and have him throw an alley oop to a guard coming off the baseline like John Morant or someone, because that can be fun. It's just that I also think he doesn't impose himself, like he doesn't ask for the ball to actually be there.
Of course not, of course.
And that's the thing with the image too, is like him and Giannis are similar in a way of they don't care about, Giannis comes in after every press conference, I think he tells like a bad joke, and then he posts that by himself on Twitter, and like he's so goofy and hilarious, but he's also like a Terminator. But like they're similar in a way of they don't care about the image, but also Giannis comes in and then he wants to be the Kobe style, like I'm gonna murder you out there and get the MVP. With Jokic, is like I don't care. And honestly, I'd rather see him play like 2 minutes in that All-Star game and just rest. Like I don't want to see him like bang it with Embiid to just prove some weird ass point for Twitter people of like who's better in from an All-Star game perspective. So that's like something that I mean it's interesting. Like but yeah, it's weird in 8 years and then you get the Jokic of like just basically oh here it is, like we see you, but it's not LeBron James All-Star, picking on TNT and stuff. So
I like Eric's point about Nuggets fans always being on the outside looking in, trying to fit. I had a nice.
That's why we get along so well. Like that's like the Serbian like a lot of things.
Yeah, that's right. we are the underdogs. So I had a nice back and forth with a buddy of mine who is a Laker fan. In spite of being a Laker fan, he is a buddy of mine. And we spoke today, and I was mocking, the Lakers championship in the bubble. Like you needed 3 months of rest for Anthony Davis for him to be able to play the whole playoffs and actually win the. And he was like, "Yeah, all the losers make the apologies excuses why they cannot win." And I was like, "Man, you're right. We should just get." Free agents like Will Chamberlain, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like Shaq O'Neal, like LeBron James. Yeah, we should change our tactic to that, and then we will win like you. You're so competent.
So that's a good argument. The argument without the bubble, it's also like for Nuggets fans, it's kind of like you mock the bubble championship and you're like scratching behind your head like, well, both Jokic and Murray kind of got into shape for that bubble. Like I don't know if we have kind of the strong footing there to mock their championship run.
That's a fair point. We still need to see playoff Murray after the bubble. So hopefully it will be a great experience even this year.
What? So I have a question for both of you, like about the skills stuff. Like obviously, 3 point took over the dunking, dunk contest. Obviously, it's like less tiring, and then the league went into 3 point line. What do you think about the just like would you retool some of it, like even 3 point contest in general, like the different like stages, or like and for me, always the skills challenge. Like would actually have want to see guys with with skill also do some skillful things, not just run and like pass through a
Like
round hole. Like
the skill challenge is like literally just a race. It's just like
it's yeah, exactly. It's so weird. Like I mean, and it's the fact that like the centers are winning consistently because they just have longer strides and then just pull up and make it. It's just so weird. But I was saying like we joked last year on our Nugget Serbia podcast where one of the skills should be getting past Campazzo. Just have him there like playing 1-on-1 defense, and like you have to. That's one of the and then you get a layup, and then you go run on the other side, and then you have to like outrun like Marcus Smart or John Morant and defense is someone foot race. So that I mean obviously that part's a joke, but like an actual skills of like maybe making them do behind the back in like maybe not that small of a space to put the ball through, but like behind the back and then like bounce pass one-handed passes, something like that's a little more skillful. It doesn't have to be like running and tiring. You just actually skill stuff. Like that would be something I'd like. What do you think?
The only time I tuned into the skills challenge was that one year when Jokic was playing there, and it was Jokic and Porzingis and Nikola Vucevic, and I'm like, in a league that has Chris Paul,
Yeah.
seeing these three tall boys playing against each other. I mean, I liked watching Nikola in Anika, but that was the year before his first actual All-Star, right? That was.
Yeah, I think it was he was a rising star, so he
18,
got into the skills
right.
too. Yeah,
That's right.
Now he almost won.
So,
But I mean, that now should be said. I think like Patrick Beverly won that skills challenge. I mean, just minute of silence, like
the most high skill player
in the league. I think he was either close or like I think he won it. I mean,
I don't know.
It is stupid. I mean, I don't. It's like the skills challenge is so dumb that I don't even care to retool it. I'm just like whatever. There's so few things that happen during the All-Star break, the weekend, that I have any interest in at all. And I don't even know like if you could change it enough to where it would get interesting to me, because it's all just like meaningless. Like the 3-point contest is cool. I don't know what else you could do to it really.
I have a wrinkle for a 3-point contest.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so you have these like great 3-point shooters that got paid. So you have like the Joe Harrises, the Bertans this year, Duncan Robinson, and then there's guys on their own team like Strus, or like now it's like Patty Mills or something. So you have him go up against the guy that's behind him on that same position. Head to head, whoever wins gets the other's contract. So like, so if you go Max Strus against Duncan Robinson and he's playing well, man, make him work for it. Like get back in that gym. And if Strus beats you, and then you have till next year to do it again, and like try to get your thing back, or maybe not even the same team, like just other like you have like a guy that shoots 50% from the team, maybe Zeke
on a minimum,
but it's still on that other team. So if Zeke is playing against like Porzingis and he beats him, he gets Porzingis' contract, but Washington is still paying it. Like it's not on the Nuggets. So like, yeah, you have to like.
It's like this is pretty complicated. A lot of bylaws, a lot of like.
I mean, but it is. I mean, but just like it would be funny just to be like, oh, Max Strus against Duncan Robinson. Then work for that $90 million. Like you didn't just you suck this year, so might as well earn it now.
There is one thing I would like to eliminate from the All-Star weekend, and that's that TikTok dance. Please don't do that ever again. Please, for the love of God, don't do that again.
Here's the frustrating thing about that TikTok integration into the All-Star game that year is that was like really that like thing was like actually like very successful. I feel like TikTok like really took off after that. And the other thing that I am like consistently miffed by about is that clip of Jokic when the three girls are in front of him and then they all duck out of the way and then Jokic makes his face. We've never seen the actual video that they were shooting. That's like from the side of them shooting the video of them making the video, but we've never actually seen the video that they were making, and this annoys the hell out of me. I want to see the goddamn video.
They didn't post it, huh?
They didn't post it. Maybe it didn't work because like that. The whole point of that is like you don't see the girl behind it until they're revealed, and then the next one's revealed, and then the last one of being Jokic with his closed face. Like I'm sure it was hilarious. We've never seen it. I want to see it.
He's not marketable, man. Like it is.
Why have we seen the side one? I don't get it.
You know, it's so funny. That was Chicago. Was that last year, 2021? I think was Chicago.
It was
2 years ago.
That was last year? No, that was like a couple of years.
Yeah, I think it's a couple of years.
Atlanta was maybe last year. I don't know. So it was Chicago, I think for sure. Because I was like thinking of going to have a friend there. I was thinking of going, but then I saw the tickets, and I'm like, I'm working all year for that. But that was one of those lowest points of my life, watching those like three girls courtside on an NBA game. I'm like, and like we're watching on TV, like
and the fact that it was so successful is the worst part of it, because this planet really needs that comet coming, just wipe us out, all of us, in 1 second. Make it
we really
painless,
don't deserve
please.
anything nice. Yeah, like just even existence is.
I know it was so fun. And then like it was the the worst part of the whole thing. Just not even them sitting. I don't care if I didn't see it. Like I wouldn't care because I would turn off from the commercials and stuff. It was like during the game. Like it was. Game is starting. They're split screening, not even like mini screen. They're split screening it and talking to these girls. I don't know who they are. Like they're like kids.
This is like the oldest, grumpiest conversation that's ever been recorded.
I know, but I'm 27. Like that's the worst thing. Is like I want to watch the game. Like they're split screen. Like there is canon. They're interviewing him about like how do you feel about being on the All-Star game? Like. They're like, oh, it's cool. I'm like, what do you mean it's cool? Like you're sitting next to LeBron James on the other side.
I love that this is like stuck in your crotch like 3 years ago. Just like the TikTok girls would like bothered you to this level. It's perfect. Again, it's the oldest conversation of all time. I love it.
I have one more thing
to be our guest, so we had to.
Yeah. I have one more thing about the All-Star game to modify it. Is just use only Nuggets on the All-Star. Don't let anybody outside of Nuggets play in the All-Star. That would be great. So imagine this. Okay, 3-point contest.
Yep.
Zeke Naji.
Yep.
Michael Porter Jr. Marcus Howard.
Okay.
Bryn Forbes.
Dude.
Who wins? Who wins?
Who wins?
It's a great contest. Come on.
I mean, I got to think Michael Porter Jr., who turned in the most efficient shooting season in history since Wilt Chamberlain.
It's a safe bet.
Good opportunity to win that. I think Jamal Murray is healthy enough to at least participate in the 3-point competition, don't you?
He's shooting,
dude. But I think MPJ, he's the best shooter on the team.
Listen, man, he's already having a 3-point competition on his every training before the game. That's literally all he does. So
okay,
all right. He is in shape. Okay, dunk contest. Okay.
Oh my God.
Aaron Gordon, Jeff Green.
Yep.
JaMychal Green.
Okay.
So are the points for misses or for
misses? Come on. Tiger dunks. Come on, man. Who wins?
Man, if Aaron Gordon could not pull it out against a solely Nuggets-based competition base, like there's just no.
Yeah, we should stop complaining about his Zach LaVine dunk contest.
Yeah, dude.
If you can't beat Jeff Green, like it's over.
If Aaron Gordon is not able to get past JaMychal Green in a dunk contest, like it's just over for him. He should be forced to retire.
Exactly.
Okay. We have the skill challenge, and this is more serious. So we have Marcus Howard, we have Facu Campazzo, we have Jamal Murray, and we have Monte Morris. Now that's a legitimate.
So what's is it this skills challenge like this weekend, like the regular race?
Yeah, regular.
I don't know. What do you think, Eric? Probably. I mean, I don't know Jamal right now. No, but like in general,
Jamal can barely run, so that probably.
Facu is 3-point shot that's the iffy part.
Woo.
Otherwise, he'd probably be the fastest. So maybe like he's fastest, but then he shoots the most by the time the other guy gets there. So he makes.
Yeah, I think I'd put my money on Facu. I think I'd back Facu on this one.
I think he would scare the competition. Just scare them away. Don't touch the 3-point line. Something like that.
Oh, what a terrible that skills competition is just a
garbage. So stupid. Oh, garbage.
let me save the weekend with the celebrity 3-on-3 tournament. So we have 4 teams.
Let's go.
First team is called the Hip Hop Icons.
Okay.
So we have Will Barton, we have Snoop Dogg, and we have Drake. Drake.
And
Okay,
who?
so
Okay.
this is team
And
number
Drake.
one. Drake.
Oh, Drake. Okay.
Okay. Now we have the second team that's called the BFFs, the best friends forevers, and it's Aaron Gordon,
Ooh.
Dwayne Wade, and
Uh,
Zach LaVine.
Okay, so 3 all-star level NBA talent.
Against Drake.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg and Drake. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
that's
following.
great.
Okay. So the third team is called Born in 1986. So that's Jeff Green,
Uh-huh.
Andre Blatch, and Corey Brewer.
Jesus.
Okay, all right.
This is called also the Ice Cave Guy team.
That's right. That's right.
I would say I'm still leaning towards the team that has the
All-Stars.
all-star level NBA
champions,
talent. But okay,
yes.
let's listen.
And then we have a third team called the Passing Big Man. So that's Nikola Jokic, Andy Bailey, and Adam Mares.
Oh my
So
God, that's
actually,
such a
three actual players. Come on.
what is that
Wow.
called? A suck up team, man? Come on.
Yeah, I know.
That's a bonus there or something.
We had to do it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the team that contains Dwayne Wade.
I think so. I think that's a safe bet.
What was team 2 again? Let's go to team 2 again that was going up against Corey Brewer and Drake.
It was
Who's on
Drake,
team
Snoop
two
Dogg,
again?
and Will Barton against Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon, and Dwayne Wade.
And Dwayne
I
Wade.
love
Yeah, I'm
Will
gonna go ahead
Barton,
and
damn,
pick that
but
one.
that's not. He's not carrying that team.
Yeah, sorry, Adam. I hope you don't see this. Actually, you know what?
I
Adam,
think
hope you do see
Snoop
this.
Dogg has the wingspan to do
sure.
it. I
Even
feel
if
like
Ad-
he does have it.
Even when paired with Jokic, I would still not choose Adam Mares as a team because, I mean, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here?
Should we go to the Euro take file?
Yeah, let's do it.
This is also very serious situation from was it yesterday's show you and yesterday. This is like the worst.
What do you guys think of this graphic, by the way? Doesn't
It's
it?
awesome.
Do you like look at how Miroslav's tank top looks like? He might be
Naked.
sunburned and shirtless.
Yeah. Yeah, and Voya is bottomless.
And Voya's bottomless. Although there's like some pretty sharp angles on what would be your torso and his, I guess, thighs. If
guess
those skin-colored items were actually just your skin.
Yeah, so Euro take foul is like the worst thing in basketball, and we hate
The
it.
worst.
So that's the worst thing. And so we had a pretty good week of Nuggets, only 2 games and stuff. So the worst thing I picked out for us this week was from yesterday's show, and it was Harrison not somehow seeing Back to the Future 1 and not seeing Back to the Future 2 and 3. Like,
What the hell?
I'm
Could
sad
you
he's not
believe
here
that
to
they
defend
called me out on
himself.
that shit? And when they were like, I was like, yeah, get the DeLorean up to 88 so we could see the future. And they were like, well, that only goes in the past. And I was like, did you only see one of those movies? There's only 3.
I have thoughts. How do you? My biggest thought is how do you watch that first one and you're able to stop? It's so good. How do
Exactly.
you not just immediately watch the second movie?
Yes,
Because it ends.
they
Because it
saw
ends
that-
like on a cliffhanger. You're like, to be continued.
Yeah, and you know how it ends with them going into the fucking future.
That too,
It's
yes.
contained in the first movie. He actually comes back and talks about how he just came from the future and saw their children. You know what? I'm even extra angry now. I'm going to talk about this.
See, it is the worst thing. I'm sad he's not here to defend himself, but that really reminded me, like that really made
Unlucky.
it like that's like a very bolder take. I'm no, it's like that's from what I got from you guys. That's like a like his like
That's like it's like a
Breckenridge
homeschool
Brewery
take.
take.
It's like a homeschool take, like somebody who's like was raised and like not allowed to consume popular media. But whatever. I can't even believe you're making.
But try to remember, it's the 80s movies. So back in the day, we had TV. We didn't have Netflix and shit. We had TV. And if it's Christmas time or New Year's or whatever, they will show you the first part and tomorrow the second part and the day after the third. How can you not watch it? Haven't you ever been a child, Harrison?
Oh my god, man, we're going in hard. I just wanted to just say it. Like, didn't mean to like insult this man's childhood.
You started it, man.
I mean, I know, but you took it. Maybe and I would love it for Harrison to just respond. I read books, you plebes. And that's it.
Something like that. Yeah.
Please. Harrison like watches The Bachelor. He has no respite here. He has no defense of just being able to say that he lives on a higher.
We are
plane
moving
of
further.
media.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
what are we talking about?
All right, are we going to the flirty dozen?
Yeah, the
Whoa,
flirty
new
dozen.
graphic.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
New graphic. We got the
flirty dozen.
If Kale's internet didn't break, so
Oh
this
my
is going to be our take on the dirty dozen. Demiroslav got for us. It's going to be a quiz. I guess some stats. Probably dozen players. I assume it's dozen. Like,
Yeah. So this is a new segment, and we will see if it flies. Please let it fly, because Eric
There we
worked
go.
so long on this graphic. You can imagine how long he worked on
Look at how
this.
flirty the two of you are, flirting with everyone in the chat.
I think we look like we have mononucleosis, like
Oh my
like
God.
Juancho, you know.
What?
They're so
What are you
hot.
talking about?
They're
You have
hot in our
rosy red
faces.
cheeks, and you have
This is one and only time we'll be compared to Juancho by our looks.
Okay, so
Especially
hit us on
after that
So
trailer today,
flirty.
like no.
hit us on Twitter so we know if you like this segment or you hate it. It's not a problem. I used to have a segment on a very similar name on Nugget Serbia, but because of copyright, we are not allowed to use the actual names of movies, TV shows, and so on. So this is a flirty dozen. And why is it flirty? Well, Nikola Jokic flirts with a triple-double in every game he plays. So I'm going to try and find the best flirters on the Nuggets and in the league
Ooh.
for this segment. I will give you the first three flirters
it's
for
Michael
tonight,
Porter
for
Jr..
today. We'll see. So
Number one.
Nikola Jokic is averaging 9.9 field goals made per game. What the hell, Jokic? You cannot put in 10 field goals made per game?
Bum.
Pitiful.
Pitiful.
Okay.
He must not be aware, clearly, of A, the flirty dozen, and B, how close he is to 10. 9.9? You're right.
Yeah, 9.9 field goals made per game. Okay, the second one, Bryn Forbes. He is averaging 9.8 points per game on the Nuggets. You cannot cross the 10-point threshold. Come on,
No,
come
I
on,
love
Bryn.
this. So this whole segment.
No, I think it's gonna be a quiz. I think you're just ramping
It's
up.
gonna
to
be a
it.
quiz. I'm just
No.
warming you up.
I see.
I'm
It's not
just
you
warming
being
you up.
outraged by stats. Okay.
Yeah. So Zeke Naji is flirting with 50% from the 3-point line, but he's only making 48.7. Scrub.
Oh my God.
Scrub. Only 48.7% from the 3-point line. Okay. Now I have a dirty dozen list for you
Okay.
to guess. So
Flirty
try to
dozen.
guess all of the players
My flirt ready. Okay.
that missed a 20-point triple-double by 1 assist this season. So they needed to have 20 plus points, 10 plus rebounds, and exactly 9 assists
So Sombor
in a
double.
game this season. So somber double. So
This is not just Jokic, right? I mean, these are other
Yeah,
players in the league.
yeah, including if you think Jokic had it, you
Of
can
course he
mention
had
it. We will see.
So
Okay.
20-point Sombor double with
Yeah.
assists.
After every miss, I will give you a clue to help you get it. And after 6 misses, you're out because you're ejected. Okay, so let's start with Eric.
That's called the boogie clause.
That's right. So, Eric, do you know of a guy that had 20 plus, 10 plus, and exactly 9 assists this season?
Let's go Sabonis.
Sabonis is not correct. That's the first miss. That's
Are we
the first
including
miss.
Jokic or not?
We're including every player
No,
in the NBA.
of course,
so
including Jokic. Get the freebie. Get the free
I mean,
square.
like, okay, get Jokic then. Let's go.
Yes, Jokic is correct. He actually did it 4 times this season. 4
God.
times he had 20 plus, 10 plus, and exactly 9 assists. This is how much he doesn't care. Okay,
Yes.
let's go back to Eric. Oh, I needed to give you one clue because you had a miss.
Yeah.
So one of these guys gets more hate from his team's fans than Facu and Will Barton combined.
Ooh, more hate from his own team's
From him.
fans.
Oh, I think
That's
I know
right.
this one.
Who is the most
You-
hated by
You
his
have
guy?
to know this.
Do
Come on,
I?
man.
They're
You
all-
know this. Come on,
Everybody
dude.
from his fan base hates him. Well, not his fan base, but his team's fan base.
He's on
I
a
think there's a
new
couple.
team.
I think there's a couple of them.
on a new team. Oh my god! What,
That thing's like a showmanship thing that he's doing
is
right
it
now.
LeBron?
LeBron is not on the list. When he gets 9 assists, he will get the 10th one as well.
Oh, I
He's aware
hate
of those
myself.
things. Come on,
I mean,
man.
Russell
Okay.
Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook is
Yeah,
correct.
son of a bitch.
Of course, it's Russell Westbrook. Of course, it's Russell Westbrook, Eric.
Everybody
God.
on the Lakers hate Russell Westbrook. Okay,
I hate
let's go
myself.
back to Eric. Okay, so we
Another
got
clue.
Jokic and Westbrook and 2 fouls. I'll give you another clue. This guy is a Robin to a Batman on this list.
He's a Robin.
So we have 2 guys from the same team on this list. One is a Batman and the other one is a Robin.
And Batman has not yet been revealed, correct?
That's right. And he's a very logical thing to answer, the Batman. Batman is pretty obvious.
Oh my God.
Uh,
It's pressure, test pressure, building up.
You don't have to go by my clue. You can
Is it Booker?
pick Devin Booker. Foul! He is not on the list. Not even Devin Booker. Okay, Voya.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton is the Robin to a Batman who is also on this list.
Dude,
So we
Eric,
have-
you're so bad at this game. You need to think about guys that get a lot of assists. You keep like
Kale.
picking high scores.
Kale, you know who's not? You're not even on this show, bro. You're not even on
Okay,
this
I'm just
show.
making.
You need
Dude,
to
you're
do it,
horrible
dude.
at
You
this
have
game.
You have no video.
Okay.
Okay, so we have Jokic, we have Westbrook, we have Middleton. Let me give you one more clue.
Stop with
So-
the clues. I think it's confusing.
So this guy has the same last name like a current Nugget.
The same last name as a current Nugget.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. It has to be a green. There's a 800
Yeah, that's
greens
what I was
in the
thinking
NBA.
too.
You don't have to go by this clue. You can go.
Well,
in a different direction.
how about Giannis? Is Giannis on there?
Giannis is
Yeah.
correct. He did it twice. He
I had
is
to go for the Batman. The Batman.
He is the
of
Batman
Robin.
to Middleton's Robin. Okay, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4
Same
good
last
guesses.
name as someone on the Nuggets. Like it's.
That's right.
I'm hoping it's not Eric Gordon. So let's go with LaMelo Ball.
LaMelo Ball is correct.
Oh.
Is correct. So we have five guesses right. Okay, back to you, Eric.
Oh my God! How many players are left on the board?
Yeah, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more.
4 more only.
Yeah.
Is Chris Paul on there?
Chris Paul is not on the list.
Damn.
I think that's foul number 5. Okay.
Dude, I think I might go boogie and just get a team.
Let me
myself
give you
out of
one
here.
more clue. One more clue. So this guy has the longest last name on the jersey in the history of NBA.
We said Antetokounmpo, but it's not him.
No.
Oh,
Wow,
it's gotta be-
that even got me confused.
The longest last name on the jersey
Whose turn
in
is
the
it?
history of NBA.
I just blew. I just said Chris Paul. It's your turn.
Oh,
You're up.
I'm sorry. I'm
So-
gonna go. I'm gonna
yeah.
try. I'm gonna try Aaron Gordon. Like I think he had similar games, but it's close. I don't know if he had 9 assists or 20 points actually.
Gordon is not correct.
Okay.
Okay, so I will just give you the rest of the guys.
Well, it's
that
only
you-
we have a minute. We have a minute. Let's try. it.
Okay, yeah, let's try it. Okay. Back to you, Eric. Let me give you one more clue. This
The
guy
longest-
played for his first 4 seasons for the Celtics and then got traded for Kemba Walker after that.
Huh.
Voya knows it.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
his guy. Let's go to Voya.
Terry Rozier.
Terry Rozier is correct.
Scary Terry.
So we still have 3 more guys. So one of them has the same last name as a current Nugget. The other one,
Or if
Okay,
it's,
it's
it
either-
can't be Jalen Green. Like he doesn't pass.
Can't be Jalen Green. It's got to be. There's DeJounte Murray.
That's right.
DeJounte Murray is correct. Okay, let's hit the last 2.
Yeah,
One is
Miles-
pretty
Miles-
obvious.
Miles Bridges. Is he one of them?
No.
Okay.
We have one guy that makes a lot of triple doubles, and we didn't mention him yet.
Luka.
Of course, Luka
Yeah.
is correct. And the guy with the longest last name on the jersey in the history of the NBA is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, I think
Because
it's-
he has
That's
two
his
last
last name
names.
because it's 2 last names. That's right. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
fair.
so
That's good. We were close just by 1.
So who won? Me? Nice.
Yeah.
No, you were a team, so it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
hell yeah.
You were a
Who
team.
won?
Everybody
Okay,
wins.
Kale.
It's All-Star. Come on, everybody wins.
That's right.
I'm a champion, Kale.
Hit
Yeah,
us in the
so-
comments if you hated this or liked it, so we know if we should repeat it
Fair.
at some point.
I think we had that's pretty much it for our show. We had I don't think we had any news on any post game in Serbia and stuff for this week. It's only 2 games, so
No, not really.
thanks everyone for watching. This was the Serbian Corner Casual Friday DNBA show.
Casual. It's so casual.
It's so casual. Follow us everywhere. Twitter. This is on YouTube, DNVR YouTube channel, DNVR podcast feed. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next week.
Ciao.